Okay. Each of you, I'm going to assign you a word to work with, and then basically what we're going to do is just open Microsoft Word to build this graphic. The vocabulary words are right here. That's going to open up in another browser, and let's say I'm just going to do analog here. Well, actually, I'm pulling that from the wrong place. This is where I'm going to go to pull the definition. But before I pull the definition, I'm going to go to the word assignments here. And these are the numbers that I'm going to give you guys. So when I give you a number, you're just going to refer to, 3, 4, 5, whatever. So let's say I'm going to do focal point as my word. So let me find my other window. And you can either just pull the definition directly from this listing, or you can just get it from the internet. But there's focal point right there. I'm just going to copy all of that for right now. Control C to copy. Let me just get a Word document going. And the text elements that I bring in here, this is one of the most important principles about using Word as an image making environment. If I were to just copy what or paste what I copied, it's going to come in Word on the text block. It's going to be a text elements that is inline, with a normal word processing environment. That's not what we want at all. So what I'm going to do is actually get rid of that, Control Z to back that up. I want to put my text element in here in a text box. So what I'm going to do is go to Insert, Text Box, and I'm going to go to Draw Text Box, Draw One, and then with my cursor blinking inside of that active text box object, then I'm going to paste. Control V. And what that's going to do is give me the ability to move this text element wherever I want to move it. If I go to View, let me back up my image a little bit. I want to see the entire page. And let's say I want it to move this. Right now, it's not going to move. Well, actually it is. It's already floating. Sometimes when you bring the text box in, it is also stuck in line with the other word elements, but this one is already floating. But if it had been stuck in line with all the word elements, all I would need to do is go to either Format Text Box, or just go right here to Format, and the function that's going to make these elements that you're bringing into Word act like picture elements is called text wrapping. And if I make it in line with text, that actually puts it inside of Word. So if I hit the space bar, it's going to react to what I'm doing with the space bar. But I do not want that, and y'all do not want that. Any text elements you bring in, any picture elements, they need to be separate and sort of floating. So to get this one floating again, I can just go to Format, Text Wrapping, and either behind text or in front of text is going to work. And again, what that does is that gives me the ability to move this object wherever I want to. Something else I'm going to do, we'll get to a little later, but it helps right now to understand this environment. If I go to Page Layout here in Word, I can also change the page color. That really matters a lot because that shows me that my text box has a white background behind it. You may or may not want to utilize the background color of your text box. If I wanted to change that text box color, I could go to Format here, go to some other color, or I could turn the color off so it's just clear. So you decide how you want to utilize that. Also, there are fill effects for what you can do inside the text box. Also, those same fill effects will affect your background. You could put some different texture back there, some different pattern, and that's really useful for the other part of your design criteria. One part of your criteria is going to be to lay out your design in some visual ratio, but another part is going to be to utilize some art element or some art principle. So you may be able to use pattern, texture, or something like that to make that happen. But I'm just going to turn mine off for right now to show you that. So no color. Okay. And also something I didn't do, I didn't turn the outline off on my text box. I want to turn that off. So I'm going to format that again here under line, bless you. I'm going to go to no color. But again, you may want to use that, and if you did want to use the outline, be aware that you can make that outline thicker. You can also vary the type of outline that's there. So whatever is going to work to emphasize the visual sort of criteria that you have is what you need to do. But again, I'm just going to turn mine off. So the color of my outline is just going to be no color. And that leaves me with that. My text box is a little too big right now. It doesn't need to be that big to fit what I've written there. But I'm going to do this also. I'm going to get my definition and go home here and actually change my font size. The visual ratio, when I was here in Word, not Word, I'm sorry, for focal point, in my design, my two criteria, well, three criteria you get. One criteria is the word, then the definition, but then primary colors, and then 50-50. So my design layout needs to be 50-50, however I want to do that. So that's a pretty easy one to lay out. So the way I'm going to lay that out is, and again, I'm just trying to get through this so you guys can get going on it, because it's not rocket science or nothing. Let's say I put a shape in here. There are lots of shapes you guys can utilize to bring in here. But let's say I just put a, go ahead and put my, I don't see any good primary colors, so I'm going to just go to Format, Color, get a good yellow. I don't want any outline around it, so no color. Okay, and again, I'm just trying to go really quick with this. Let's put another shape, this time a circle. Let's make it a primary color. Baby blue's not a true blue, so I don't know. Maybe that blue right there. And then red, let's put a triangle. These also are the three primary shapes: a circle, a square, and a triangle. So let me try to find a triangle to insert. There's one. Put that over there. And let's see, right click and make that red. It's a nice crimson red. And then I need to adjust this up here, and I'm just about done with the criteria for my design except for this greeny color up here. So what I'm going to do about that greeny color, go back to page layout, page color, just make that white again. And you can use, let's see, do I have more vocabulary word? Yeah, I do. So what I also want to do here is get my text element out. So I select that. I'm going to cut it. The cut command is Control X. Get rid of that. And something else I like to use inside of Word are the word art elements. So let's put some emphasis on this text element, the vocabulary word. I'm going to get one of these that's so there's focal point. You could choose different fonts. You could do whatever you want to with the fonts. But I want this to have primary colors. So I'm going to work on this a little bit. Format word art. Let's see if it'll put, well, it's already got yellow in it, it says. Let's see what that does. That makes it more of a but notice how this is making my other element move. I do not want that to happen. So first I'm going to cut it, then click outside, repaste it, and now it's actually behind. And not Illustrator, but Word is actually just like or similar to Adobe Illustrator and also Inkscape, which are vector softwares, in that they are object-oriented environments. And what that means is you can have multiple objects in it, and then you can control properties of those objects, colors, position, what's in front of what. So let's say I wanted to bring this one in front of that one. All I need to do is go to, probably back to formatting, and where is it? It's called arrange. Oh, order. Well, it's not working. It should be order to bring to front or send to back. Let's see if I can send this backwards. Yeah. So I'm going to send that to the back, and that didn't work either for some reason. I have to figure that out later. But that's basically it for you guys in terms of how to work in the software. Save your working document just as a Word document. That will allow you to keep working on this. We're going to work on this today. We'll also work on it Monday and maybe Wednesday of next week. But any questions about that? Yes, sir. Can we Photoshop our graphics If you like. I'd prefer if you sort of work inside of Word. Word actually has some image processing ability. I mean, you can, if you want. And I didn't show everybody that, but bringing an image from the internet. Let's say I had a keyword searched focal point. I'm not sure if it's going or not. There we go. And just let's say I just bring this image in, right click, copy the image, then I can go directly to Word. And before you paste, always be sure you've deselected any object, because it's going to put whatever you paste either inside that object if it's a text box or something like that. So always deselect and sort of click off. So Control V to paste. It brings that object in. This object is not wanting to move, so what that tells me is I need to go to Format and Text Wrapping, and let's go in front of text, and then I have the ability to move that object around. I could send it behind text, but that's how you would bring it in. And again, just for today, save your work as a Word document. When you finish working today, I will want you to upload your work in progress to Blackboard. Let me show you all that process. Let me just put this on the desktop as document 4. Okay, I think that's done. And the way I'm going to put that on Blackboard is I've got a lot of windows open. I wish they'd open in tabs. But to put my work in process here, I'm going to go to Project 1, Visual Research Project. Just click on that. There's already a thread working there. These are things that students did last term. So each of you needs to create your own thread. So I'm just going to create one for myself here. You could give it your name, your initials, whatever you want to call it. And then I'm going to attach my work in process. Just click on the clip. Jim, what do you call those things? Paperclip. Click on the paperclip and just browse on the desktop for document 4 and submit it. And sometimes you have to hit submit, twice. So that's how you're going to get your work in progress up there. Any other questions about any of that? I'll go ahead and make y'all's assignments then. Let me try to stop.